the Gwen Ezreal should eventually become quite an effective damage source. But yeah.
It's my one complaint with Saigon's draft is, while I do like the Akali, I'd rather it be on Housemid than Froggy for one thing. But if you're gonna go for something crazy and you're gonna go for like the Vayne top lane, I think you double down on your craziness. I know we have a ton of discourse in terms of in like North America about Soraka's possibilities in solo lanes. Like, if you throw Soraka into this composition or against this Renekton Sion Gwen composition, the only champion that's like trying to interact with her is Ezreal. There's no way. She leaves every fight. It's not worth continuing any more into. They could have ruined GAM with a Soraka pick right here. There was no way to come back. That's a remake. That's a GAM, I'm forfeiting at 15. I'm not even coming out of the base type draft. But we're not going to worry about it because this is still GAM. This is still the VCS. Anything can happen. We get our memes about how the worst draft always wins. So maybe GAM's going to be able to pull it out anyway.
So someone needs to work on translating the Bible of LS into Vietnamese is what I'm hearing. As honestly, if you ran things like Soraka mid for Froggy, that I can see that coming out just fine. But yeah, as is, we're gonna have to see how this matchup plays out. This Sion mid has worked for Cardi fairly effectively in the C games. He also gets to play into a melee matchup to make use of the Grasp of the Undying at maximum effectiveness. Early shove seems to be going to Skarn. They reach the wave first, but having rockets should counterbalance it just enough for SGB that they take control, and this top lane should just be an absolute disaster.
Can I throw 2 words at you and see what your reaction, just genuine unfiltered reaction is? Oh,
solo kill.
Well, solo kills one set of 2 words. My thoughts were Hullbreaker Vayne. But I guess solo kill is going to be another set of words we're going to use to describe the Vayne top side.
So it's going off great for Housemid. All summoners blown in the top side, so now you have an opportunity to try and make something happen.
Ooh.
Because Levi gets real sneaky. That's real sneaky with it. BJ deciding to skip his red buff and take these AoE camps first. It makes a lot of sense for the champion. But Levi's just going to walk in and sneak away with it.
Yeah, it just takes it away. This was literally right after we stopped watching top lane.
Yeah.
Like, we watched Housemid get level 2 and run up on that wave. I wish they had just kept the camera there, because we jumped to mid lane, but it really, unfortunately, we missed the solo kill. But Housemid with a bit of flexing. Now Taki to the mid lane, forces the flash from Kadi. We painted this picture of this team. They're going to try to dive Housemid. This is probably the right play. The defensive TP coming out from Froggy, though, is going to deny. He's here to punish. All of a sudden, all the bits of excitement. Might pull another one. He's going to get at least one more. But he's not going to get it. Okay, he does go down. But Housemid pulls his 3rd kill of the game in response. Everything coming apart at the seams for GAM.
Yeah, GAM just are in an absolute hole. They can't really win any of these lanes. They lost the push pressure to the Jinx in the bot lane, and that opened up Taki. The teleport and the collapse from BJ to undo Levi's attempts to shut this Vayne down, but this Vayne is now 3-0.
This is not good. A double buff Vayne who's already leading 3 kills over top of a melee top laner, let alone a Renekton who, like, yes, he could reset his E and try to get on top of her if the flash is available. There's still a chance, but I feel like Housemid just runs this lane, and all of a sudden we have way too many problems to deal with on the side of GAM to really work with. My question to you, now Renekton is basically gone from the game. The mid lane is still the Sion. The Sion can go Hullbreaker, try to deny the melee versus melee matchup. Shut out Akali doesn't get strong for a while. But really, I think the crux of this comes down to team fighting with Levi and Style. So how can they get gold into those 2 carries?
So the big one that is the most obvious is try and win the play around the Rift Tower, but that seems nigh on impossible up against the 3-0 Vayne. So I guess the big thing I would say is, at least for Style, maybe even Levi as well, just try and pair them up, is you send the solo laners plus B towards that Herald. You keep them busy, you keep them guessing for as long as possible, and then you try and break as many plates between these two main carries, try and share those plates. As here it's like sensible. It's good. It's an attempt. You see the teleport come through, and they're like, all right, instantly back off. We got the TP. We'd come back later. But BJ's just in position to take them down, and just the worst. Just complete disaster for the side of GAM as they get read like a book, and it just completely undoes everything they set out to do. And now we are seeing Saigon is still managing to get the push. That's working out for them at least, so can try and make something happen. Levi waddles his way into the top side.
Wow, they are tripling down on this. The E actually pushes Kadi under tower rage. It's not going to accomplish all that much. I think it's just going to be Hazmed who ends up dying in this case. He gets away. Would you look at that? The Ghost, the Qs, and the ranged champion get away from 3 melees who don't tag any CC. Who would have possibly guessed? And now Froggy to the bottom lane. They're going to find a nice bit of CC onto Sal. Froggy's going to be able to find a nice ultimate as well. That tags 1. B's looking for something. He's still trapped here. They're probably going to have to wait for the next wave to be able to accomplish anything. But all things said and done, Hazmed gets out. They grab Dragon. They get a kill. They get plates into their Jinx. And the trade-off is absolutely dick bub kiss, man.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. You have no reliable CC outside a flash stun from Kiaya, and Kiaya has no flash. You've got nothing. Levi isn't even level 6 to utilize that needlework to try and slow down Hazmed either. So they commit 3. They miss the ultimate from Cardi. They miss the Q. They miss everything. Hazmed walks away. There's absolutely nothing they can do about this Vayne anymore. And you mentioned in that last pregame, hold on, Kiaya's
actually right back into Kiaya. You get a glacial from Taki as well. It's going to slow him down. The CC is there. Flash is on top of him in an attempt to get something. And Kadi's here as well, but he has no ultimate. He can't walk in. He's just a scion, a sitting duck for the Vayne who is hunting in a barrel right now for these melee champions. They keep walking into him. Mobby, they are melee champions walking into a Vayne.
Make it less obvious, please. Because, my God, they're just walking in one at a time. They have nothing that can get on top of this Vayne. And as my point was going to be, Jinx can struggle up against beefy front lines. Vayne certainly does not. So your big front line of Nautilus, Renekton, Scion, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
And in the bottom lane as well, B and Levi both have they get a little bit of interaction. You're completely right about the Jinx point. I think the Jinx ends up not being the greatest of picks into a draft like this. This is so good to deny it. They weren't expecting the Vayne, clearly, as something that they could be pulled out. You get to see this little bit of interaction. But again, it's Taki who's able to roam freely. They get the push on bottom side. That just means your Leona gets to go where she pleases.
You sell that flash, that Q, that attempt, but it doesn't matter because on that glacial augment, you kind of do reduce damage to the other team. You don't do as much as they find an attempt onto Froggy. He's walking into minions. You miss! You miss!
Kadi. Oh, actually, BJ's here for a little bit more punishment. He's able to find the back angle to Kadi, pushes him a little bit forward. Ultimate's also going to be able to tag him down. 3 members from GAM here in an attempt to punish Taki. They are actually going to get him right there as well. Enough CC between the multiple champions that they're able to pull him in with a sizable little bit of trade-off. So something in the back pots of GAM, which is quite nice because we can't really say that for the majority of the game so far. Although I will say right there, that situation was a little weird. They were trying to kill off Kadi, and he and Froggy got into a little bit of a spat before the rest of the play had actually ended up developing. Froggy's 1-2 kills into actually being able to do quite a bit here. Hazmed's found himself in a very strange position in the midst of the river alongside multiple members from the other team. A lot of ultimates got burnt in the previous engagement. Ultimate onto Hazmed's not going to accomplish all too much, and into the wall goes Levi. Hazmed is just playing pinball with the members, especially the melee members of the opposite team. Froggy attempting to find a pick onto B. He doesn't quite have the damage. Nautilus is just a little bit too beefy for him. Kadi getting auto-attacked by Hazmed, who pleases he literally walks anywhere he wants. Kadi, do not dare. I'm going to come to Vietnam, and I will beat you myself if you walk blind into the jungle where you see the Vayne.
Yep. I was gonna say, so small wins. You get another kill on top
Yeah.
of this Gwen. It can work out very well. Then Kiai just
That
walks
was
straight
gorgeous.
down into Harsmed, and they feed 2 more kills over, including another kill against Levi himself. So, it's not working out. Harsmed is now, I think, 5-0, at least. I don't think. I don't think this is gonna. We have praised Garm's macro over before. We've said that they can lose early, but they drag it back. They play very well. They are 3k down at 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Sorry. Kiara is 0-4 on a Renekton. That is a 7-0 vein.
Yes.
I just forgot 2 kills had happened. GG go next.
This was GG go next from draft. Like, this is already tough. And now
it was, but you could at least hope that, Froggy or Carly. Surely that's not going to be good. Surely, maybe Levi can do it. No, there's nothing. There's nothing going the way of Buffalo right now. Sorry, not Buffalo, Garm. Nothing's going the way of Garm right now. They found a hook onto BJ and got another kill back. That's great. You did good, but this bot lane is just hanging out, doing sod all. Every time I see Kiara and Harsmed in the lane together, it's like, well, goodbye. Harsmed's probably gonna die.
Actually, nice. A stolen dragon. Not gonna mean anything. Cody tries to ult for it, but it's not gonna do anything. It's a pittance that Levi is able to actually snag that dragon away. I'm not even sure who started it. It kind of looked like GAM had their own footing within the dragon pit, so it's possible they had started it or something along those lines, because I wasn't catching. I was too busy watching Harsmed auto-attack a tower in the top lane.
I'm fairly sure it was a startup from GAM. They had managed to wrangle the push in the bot lane. This mid lane is now sort of moving more towards Buffalo, so they're going to lose a few more options in terms of finding those rotations. Some plays going over to Style. That's something. Style is it's been pretty comfortable in this 1v1. That is good to see, but it's goodbye.
Oh, and the kill also somehow slips into the pockets of Harsmed once again. The Rift Herald's going to be here, so all they need is the wave, and by the time that the Rift Herald actually starts to charge, that means that Harsmed and BJ should be here and powerful enough to bring down the remaining plate before anything really truly negative comes about. Very nicely played, as that's going to be a full tower into the pockets of Harsmed. And the cross-map play from Levi just isn't there either. Yes, you might have had some chance there, but the Nautilus and the Ezreal aren't the greatest in the world at making sure to be able to secure kills on the other side, even alongside a Gwen, when you don't have that much CC. So instead, it's just a couple of plates. Like you said, there's gold in the pockets of Style. Style's been able to pull a little bit, but it's really hard to see a world in which the 8-0 now full first tower vein is not going to have enough success in this game to really make a massive impact.
The lack of reaction from GAM, honestly, I fully believe Harsmed could have just taken that second tower as well and backed with an extra 600. Picked up that Rage Blade now, coming in at the 40-minute Rage Blade. 8,000 gold.
He is almost 4 times a B.
He has a 4K, almost a 4K gold lead over his opposite number. That is the gold lead, though. That is pretty much the entire gold lead. It's 5K, and pretty much 4 of it is on Harsmed. So if they can limit Harsmed to a side lane and find a 4v4 fight, there's a chance for GAM. There is a chance something can happen, but how do you not lose the side lane instantly? Is the thing. You can't. There's pretty much nothing that Kiaya can do. Cardi's not going to be able to do all that much either. This Vayne is just so far ahead. They might actually find something on a Froggy.
Ooh, W actually gets enough space for Froggy to be able to put out damage. Ultimate's going to
Needle
get him
work
far
available.
enough away. Auto comes through. Ult also comes through onto Levi just to make sure that they have a bit back and forth. They're still trying to trade.
Oh my god,
He's
no!
way too far off. To tag anything, B has to flash an ultimate just to try to continue that play, but it's not going to work as GAM is pushing here on the bottom side in exchange for the top lane push from Saigon Buffalo. The 8-0 Vayne is doing enough, and now into the bottom side, or top side. Dive comes through, bottom side, there's play coming in from Saigon as well. The ultimate's going to be enough to bring down multiple members, and Shogun doing a little bit of his own Hosmed impression on the bottom side of the map, able to clean up plenty of work here. Yes, B&J gets enough of the kills, but the auto attacks are coming through from both of them as winning plays on both sides of the map all but secure Saigon Buffalo complete control of the game.
This is a terrible idea in theory. Taking a 16-minute inhibitor. This should be basically griefing, but considering you're 14-2, I don't think it matters that you're just shoving this much gold into the pockets of whoever is going to take that wave, because they are not going to be able to really farm that wave safely. Hosmed is pretty much untouchable. So, 15-minute inhibitor.
Yeah. I mean, 15-minute inhibitor against a lot of compositions causes, at least a little bit of concern for a team who isn't trying to just spike immediately into the opposing base. I will say there's no wave clear on GAM either. On top of all the other problems we pointed out, they've got absolutely no wave clear. Unless Style decides to go for a Tiamat and goes for like a Hydra of some kind, then maybe they have a tiny amount, but Kadi's not catching that wave. Ki is not catching that wave. They got to give it to Style, who's the only person who uses the gold effectively. I suppose Levi could use it as well. They could try to spike him up with a little bit of supplementation as well, but that's the best you're getting, and it just doesn't matter because in the face of what is going right for Saigon Buffalo, they got kills where they needed it in the right place. They've got kills in the wrong places pretty much everywhere, and now Rift Herald in the mid lane, they're going to find a pick on a BJ who ults out, is going to go down. The auto attacking is enough from Style. Rift Herald is still going to crash most likely.
It's stuck to the minions!
No, they still get the tower. We'll call that a proxy.
Oh, that's sad. And Levi's actually able to sneak this away. That's actually a pretty big win for the side of GAM. They sneak a pick, they sneak a dragon. Levi is probably gonna go get farmed. But
he sneaks out.
Actually, he's just gonna walk away. They didn't pincer him.
No, they did not.
Absolutely a free win for GAM. They pick up so much off the back of that play. It's kind of crazy. And now you've got Cardi just happily picking up these super minions. And it's not really going to be a problem for another 5 minutes. You could actually just plant Levi in this top lane for the next 4 minutes and say, hooray, more gold onto this Gwen, scale this thing up until its late stage unstoppable beast. And look, yeah, Hosmed is continuing to be absolutely ridiculously fed as Froggy just hits another.
I'm a little lost there. I've seen teleports like this before, but I've never understood them. And that right there was a spear punishment, so there's not much to be had. I do suppose the opposite side of the map is going to be still in pretty heavy control. Hosmed probably can't take the full tower, but might be able to get some autos in, even with a crashed wave. The combination of Ki and Style would be enough. Yeah, like you said, Levi on the top side, picking up gold in terms of the tower, picking up a top tower. It's GAM who've been fighting back with decent, at least decent vigor for the most part throughout the majority of the game. BJ should be able to stop Levi. In fact, Levi might just die for the effort.
But that's still worth it. That's still worth it, absolutely. You get the local gold onto the Gwen, you get the shutdown bonus, the objective bounty as well across the team, and you basically trade 1 tower for 2+ a kill on top of all that stuff, getting the dragon, and yeah, you're coming out on top. You've dragged the gold back to I don't know, it's still a 5,000 gold lead, and the jungler is off the map, so maybe you're looking at that 20-minute Baron. It's definitely possible with 280 carries, one of which is already on 3 items. But yeah, it's not bad.
I would like to point out, while no mythic is completed from Style yet, he is close to 3 items, 2.5 right now. I suppose the boots aren't done either, but like the gold is starting to seep in. Ezreal is starting to get a little scary as the game continues. This is a very easy 20-minute Baron call. I think Saigon's perfectly fine if they want to fight or if they want to try to contest it. I think either way they can be okay. The only thing that can turn this around is a steal. I was a little worried there with the ultimate coming in from that. Froggy with the ultimate is going to completely erase Ezreal from the backline, and that means there's nothing left. They could even trade for the Akali, and he's going to get two. He doesn't even need the rest of the team. Oh my goodness, Froggy does go down, but not before removing 2 members from the team. The Baron buff is here. They've got double stacked tank minions in the top lane. This probably is just the game coming out from the side of Saigon Buffalo.
It's 15 seconds till style, and he cannot clear a minion wave with Baron. This is going to be a 21-minute victory for SGB. They smashed the draw. Okay, it might take a little bit longer, thanks to Mr. Inhibitor, but yeah, there's absolutely nothing that GAM can do. They just focus the Nexus. It's gone. It's done. It's dead.
It is a combination